talking about the explosion in Ibadan at about 7:44 p.m. last night. A loud explosion was heard in different parts of the ancient city of Ibadan, prompting residents to panic and run for safety. Eyewitness accounts claimed the explosion sent shockwaves across the city. There are also videos online that show dusty clouds and burning houses and cars, and also injured persons. The Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, who visited the site of the explosion, said preliminary investigations by security agencies revealed that the explosion was caused by explosive devices stored by illegal miners. The explosion also affected a section of the governor's office, the secretariat, Oyo State House of Assembly, the residence of the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Chief Bola Ige. Some buildings at Ologweru, Akpete, New Garage, Bashoro, Akobo, Sango, and Nlelebe. Now, the governor also said, though further investigations are still ongoing, anyone found culpable would be brought to book. All right, let's start with you, Mr. Adegbon.
My condolences to the families of those people that have lost people there. It's always very, very hard when you are innocently sitting at home or dwelling on one or two things, and this kind of accident happened. Is uncalled for. Like my Danish friend would say, he said that we Nigerians die unnecessary in this country. That is what my Danish friend always say, that there are some things that will not kill in another country. It's the one that will kill. That shouldn't kill. But in Nigeria, you will see it. First thing there is that we have to commend the governor, although seat of power is in Bodija, but at the same time, at least coming around at that particular time shows something. But one thing there is this, we need to thoroughly investigate that particular matter, because we know Bodija very well. It's a residential area, and the law is a populated area too, and the seat of power too. That's why you see that the number of communities and the number of government buildings that are affected is another thing entirely. I just look at how the number of people in Akobo and all those adjunct area around Bodija, and thank God that it's not even during the day, because if it's during the day it would have been worse, because Bodija is highly populated. In fact, it's a commercial, one of the commercial centers of that particular state. So, but one thing that is important there is that thank God that the governor have said all those injured are going to be taken care of. I think those people that lost their loved ones too should also be compensated. Then another thing again is this: it is a high time that we need to do some certain thing to all these explosives. With what the governor said, preliminary investigation, we want to see the full flesh. Because if somebody is living in an area, you bring up, then who gave the license to all those mining? We know they are mining in Oyo State. Yes, immediately you leave Lagos, you leave part of Shagamu interchange, you move, you will see a lot of quarries. Who is giving them the license? And the Minister of Solid Minerals, our own journalist turned Solid Mineral Minister. So this is a high time that thorough investigation needs to be. Who knows? Maybe there is danger that we are still sitting on. So what is important there is that thorough investigation needs to be done, because we can't be losing people of this life. And thank God for Nigerians that rush to that particular venue, assisting people and all those, and security operatives. I was told that they go there very early so that they can force all those people that will use it to steal people. So it's a good thing, but we need to investigate this
and know the source. All right, so talking about investigations, already there are a lot of conspiracy theories, out there, even though the government did speak quickly, about what the suspect would have gotten wrong and all that. So, and from Mr. Adegboro's speech also, you begin to question, while a mining site, would even be that close to a residential area in the first place, and didn't Intel at any point in time tell the government, that explosives were being stored somewhere, illegal business was going on somewhere that could potentially be dangerous to the residents of that state?
I mean, one of the comments that I made on one of the platforms that I belong to this morning is, this is the consequence of a of a society where governance is suffering, where impunity reigns, where there are no consequences for breaking the law, and all of that. It's unfortunate. As long as this environment continues, then we'll keep having incidents like this. Let's not forget that this is not the first time that we're having these types of explosions.
Exactly.
So how can we have illegal miners? I think that's a fundamental question that we need to ask. How is this possible? It shouldn't be possible, because mining sites, solid mineral deposits are things that have a regulator, and we know where they are. Whether it's gold, whether it's bauxite, whether it's
bitumen,
asphalt, all of those.
And you don't do those kind of things, hiding under a rock. Really, it's
a large operation.
Exactly.
So it is impossible, and I think it's important that Nigerians will understand this. It's impossible for these activities to go on without the knowledge of people in authority. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You will see it. So which means that there are no illegal miners. What you have are miners that have the unofficial permission of government. With certain people in government having taken whatever they've taken. Usually, in most cases, and this also cuts across to the insecurity we're seeing in the Northwest. In most cases, people in power, politicians and government officials, are actually the benefactors and the people behind these illegal miners. So if you start from there, then you will know that it should not have been possible for an illegal miner to have a stash of explosives in a residential area as highbrow and central as Bodija. It shouldn't have been possible. So people, as the governor has done well in responding so quickly, I pray and hope that he will deal with this with truth and apprehend everybody that is responsible for this, especially the people in his government who are complicit. We must not fool ourselves, and we must say it as it is. There are people in government that are complicit for this illegal mining thing, and that is the indirect cause for this explosion. So if the governor wants to hold people responsible, he should start from his government. Ironically, if you look at the blast site, there was an aerial picture that I saw online. It's trending, so anybody that is interested, just go online. The radius, the blast, the epicenter itself, it shows that this was not a small, if it's illegal miners, that epicenter is too big for it to be just a few dynamites or a few sticks of dynamite. So it's either a room full of dynamite, or it was a bomb. Again, I put out a tweet this morning that the government must dispel every speculation and give us facts. If it was a bomb, then it's terrorist activity. So was it terrorist activity or was it illegal miners? The government needs to come out with a thorough investigative report that would allay the fears of this, because people in Ibadan
and also quell, conspiracy
theories and all of this speculation.
Exactly.
Now, if you look at that picture, that aerial picture, it's shocking. The building itself, where this thing was, is gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore. So whoever was in that house is gone. They disintegrated into pieces. And then the immediately adjoining buildings also were flattened.
Even the radios.
Yeah. So and then as you now go outwards and you look at the radius of the blast, the damage is extensive, such that buildings that were 100 meters away were completely destroyed.
True.
Before you now start talking of all the the places where this thing was heard, University of Ibadan, all the way to Eleyele. If you understand Ibadan, you will know that.
You know that even from Ibadan to Eleyele,
the distance.
Bodija to Eleyele
is far.
The
buildings shoot.
Bodija to Akobo.
Akobo is far. So this blast was a significant blast, and please, we really need government to help us dispel all the rumors, allay all the fears. If it was illegal miners, let's be sure that it was, and the governor Makinde should bring to book everybody that was remotely associated with how this thing happened.
All right, now, for the benefit of our viewers who might not understand the import of this explosion, what it means, first off, Ibadan is, when you look at one of the peaceful cities to live in Nigeria, you pick Ibadan as one of the exactly quite serene, peaceful, calm. For something like this to happen in Ibadan, first off, people are shocked, as to why. Second of all, who will be responsible, for all the damages? All right. First of the loss of lives. Let's even leave that on the one hand. Some buildings that have come down, people's investments that have been, wiped out. Also, some buildings that didn't come down. Yeah. But the integrity of those buildings, so who's going to be responsible?
One thing there is that in a saner climate, people used to say, that a lot of businesses are not insured, and even those who that are insured in the past, they know what they face to get their premium to even replace what they've lost. So a lot of people have lost interest in that. Then, if it is ineffectiveness of the government, because one of the fundamental things in Constitution of Nigeria is that government must try to secure lives and property of the citizenry. So if they have failed in their own responsibility and this happen as an accident, they are the one that's supposed to give the succor to all those people that hold houses and hold businesses. But in Nigeria, I'm telling you, when they said it on the street, support the law, those people that are in the hospital that the government is taking care of, is because they did not die. What are they going to give to those people that have died? But in the hospital, they will just do whatever they can do, and they are being taken to government hospital. If they are taken to private hospital, government will not bear the cost. So, and that is one of the things that reorientation and restructuring that some certain people are talking about. For instance, now, I build my house maybe with my gratuities and whatever, that as I want to be living, I have one small businesses that I'm doing at Akobo, and this thing affected my house and affected my business in Akobo. What is the thing? So, what's next? And this is one of the things that our people in government should try to look into. If this thing of certain disaster, what are they going to use to replace it? And this is one of the things that every government should be responsible. And another thing again is that our people too, if truly some people store explosive, some people, 1, 2 or 3 people will have seen them at that particular time. When you see something, you say something. Because if you don't say something, you don't know how that thing is going to affect you. And that is one of the things. And this is a time that every one of us, don't let us leave it for those people in government. They will not be affected. They won't be affected because they don't live where we live. And that is exactly what I told one particular person. You are coming inside the canal around 11 p.m. You said you are picking something inside the canal. And I mobilized people against. I said, if you come here, we are going to stone you to death. If you try, if you don't come out. And he said, did he come into our house? I said, you don't need to come to my house. If you come out with the gun and start robbing people, who knows that my family members could be part of those we are going to. And that was how we have to make sure the guy left the canal and ran away. So it is important that every point in time when we see something, some people have seen it. In fact, there are some certain people who allow them to keep all those explosives here. So automatically, we also have role to play. But government needs to play their own role to those people that have lost their lives, the families of those that have lost their lives, those people that have lost their businesses, those people that have lost their buildings because they did not commit any crime in building in that particular area.
All right. Do you want to say something as to, okay, well, it's really a sad day, all right, not only for the people of Oyo State, for the entire country, as it were. Our heart goes out to all those who lost their loved ones in the explosion. Rescue mission is still ongoing. In some of the buildings, some people might still be trapped, so they're trying to get as many people out to safety as possible. And well, we just wish the people of Ibadan well right now. We pray the government will do as they have promised, and all those who are found culpable in this will be brought to book. It is well.